So it's Monday, June 24th. It's about 6 a.m. local time. We're getting ready to take off on a 4-night, 5-day trip throughout Europe. We're going to Austria today. We've got about 700 kilometers to travel, which is about 430 miles. We've got Nicky's bike back here. He just arrived a few minutes ago. Obviously, I'm taking the rental 1290, and then Alan's bike is all prepped too. Just getting some caffeine in our systems this morning, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right, just about ready to go. Got my passport, driving permit, which I probably don't need, papers for the bike. Should be good. I'm going last? Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. All right, we're officially off. So obviously Kristen and I have been on this trip for basically a week now. I mean, we left on a Sunday, it's Monday, but we didn't arrive here until Monday. But you lost all that time. Long story short, we've been here for an entire week, and now while we've been out riding and also out visiting and doing the touristy things of going to the cities and checking things out, sometimes in the car, sometimes on the bike, this is the first of this is our only big trip we're going to take. Like I said earlier, it's 5 days, 4 nights. We're covering quite a bit to get to Austria today. So there's going to be a lot of freeway. I think out of the 700 kilometers, Alan said we're going to be on freeway for about 450. It's just one of those necessary evils to cover that ground, and then we'll take our time after that on some more fun roads. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. So we'll get back on Friday. Saturday we got some stuff planned. Sunday we'll probably kind of take it a little easy, and then Monday, a week from now, Kristen and I'll hop back on a plane, fly back to London, and eventually back to the DC area. But that's still a week away, and we've got a lot of fun stuff left to do in between time. So as you can see, the formation, Alan's in front, Nicky's in the cradle, as we call it, or that's what I've always called it, and I'm bringing up the rear of this trip. That way we make sure we all stay together and have a good day riding. So it looks like we're getting ready to hop on the highway now. I know Alan wanted to get out early this morning. He was a little concerned with traffic. Obviously it's a Monday morning. People will be commuting to work, so wanted to kind of get outside of the Luxembourg City area so we didn't have to contend with too much traffic. We'll see how this goes. We're taking a quick break here at a rest stop. We're about 260 kilometers in, I think. And unfortunately, poor Nicky here has his earplug stuck inside of his ear. Let's see it. Oh yeah, it's in there. It's far away. But Kristen's got some tweezers here. So you want to try to get it out of there for him? Because he's not gonna be able to see it.
Unless you get it.
Just for feel.
No, but in fact they have. Yeah.
Got it.
Got it?
Now he can hear us much better.
Wow. Thank you.
Just stopped here at a rest stop. Alan was having trouble with his contact lens, and his sun shield and his helmet was pretty dirty too, so clean that up. So we crossed over into Germany a little ways back. I just found out, and we just passed the sign. I'll point another one out. There are sections of this highway where there are no speed limits, so we're going to be running pretty good. But then there's sections like this where the speed limit's 120 kilometers an hour. So Alan was just giving me a heads up. We might have cars blowing around us at 300 kilometers an hour plus, but it's kind of cool to know there are sections, like right here, once you've got that line through it, you can run as fast as you want. So I'm not really sure if this is just traffic or there's an accident ahead, but thank God there is lane splitting here in Germany and in most parts of Europe for that matter. We so need this back in the US, at least in more states than what is currently available. Well, for all the people that like to say how dangerous it is, you've seen how it is. It's not really that dangerous, as long as everybody's used to it. Now I don't know what's going on. I think traffic's merging over into the left lane here. Oh well, it saved a ton of time, that's for sure. They frown upon me doing that everywhere. You know, obviously back in the US we have some areas that have tunnels, but this is by far the most amount of tunnels I've gone through in such a short distance. I don't even know what we're up to on the count today. I mean, we got to be sitting at 7, 8, 9, something like that. Not complaining, it's just totally different than what I'm used to back home. It's actually kind of cool. So I saw a sign a few kilometers back. It was some sort of caution sign. I believe there's some sort of accident up here, but once again, we get to lane split, so it's saving us a ton of time. That sign back there said Mercedes on it. I don't know if that's their corporate headquarters. Oh well. Anyway, we've had a couple people hogging the center line here, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. Yeah, see, this is the caution sign I was talking about that I saw before we started to slow down. It may just mean the traffic slowed it, and it's not really an actual reason, whether it's an accident or road work. Yeah, this is the sign I saw. Maximilian Center, Mercedes-Benz. So I'll have to look that up. Obviously, my German's not the greatest. So that guy right there, that happened to us last time we were lane splitting. We got behind another motorcyclist that just wasn't as proficient, or just, you know, didn't feel as comfortable, was going much slower. So the guy back there in the overalls just let us overtake and get around him, and he's tucked back in, but he's probably 50 bike lengths behind right now. This is a little tight. Now I have the saddlebags on my bike making me a little bit wider than Alain and Nicky in front of me, so might have to be a little bit more careful through here. And it also looks like it goes back down to 2 lanes here in about 600 meters, so this feels more like California right now, where I didn't have as much space. Alright, so we're about 330, 340 kilometers into today's ride, so almost the halfway point. We just stopped to get fuel, topped off the tanks. It's about 10 a.m. I don't know what the game plan is. I have a feeling we'll stop for lunch here, and then after that we'll probably only have, you know, less than 2 hours to get to our destination once we stop for lunch. So it's been pretty smooth sailing so far this morning. Well, we've run into some more traffic out here on the highway, so back to lane splitting. So we just hopped off the exit, getting ready to grab something to eat. Alan has picked out this German specialty. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. McDonald's. I think he just wanted me to feel at home. So yeah, we really did stop at McDonald's. It's kind of like back home on one of the toll roads through Pennsylvania or something. It's like a rest stop area where there's a coffee place in there and a convenience store, and then I can't read that. Are these people hitchhiking? I don't know. She's filming people. Who knows? Anyway, it was just something quick. Like I said, we're at basically the halfway point of the day. It's 11:15. Oh, come on, dude. So we're gonna make it there in a decent amount of time. If I can catch back up with the guys. There we go. The weather's been perfect so far today. It is supposed to heat up a little bit more. I've got a couple of events opened up in my jacket, but that's about it. But yeah, nothing to complain about today. We've got bright skies and warm temps. Crazy. Well, I don't believe we're planning on stopping there. I did just see the sign not too far back, and I believe it's this exit or the next exit is Legoland. I'll have to look that up. I think I've seen pictures of that before. Hold on, let me get around this guy. Alright. Anyway, I wanted to say we're about 20 kilometers outside of Munich. We believe we're just about done with the Autobahn for the day. We should be getting on some, like Alan referred to them as national routes. We'd probably call them like state routes back home. But hopefully a little bit more fun for the last little bit of the trip. You know, riding on the Autobahn has been quite the experience as well. So we'll see what happens when we get up here, and hopefully it gets a little twisty and windy. We've been going through a bit of a construction area the last few miles. We're hopping off this exit here. What is this, exit 94? We'll see what the next road looks like. I know we don't have terribly much further until we'll be at our hotel for the night. So we are finally off the Autobahn, I believe, probably for the rest of the day, because we don't have that much further to go. But I only have a 50-kilometer fuel range before I'm on empty. So hopefully we're coming up on a town here where we get the tanks filled up and then get into our destination for the evening. Perfect timing. So we just stopped back there at that fuel station to get gas, and it's probably going to be our final stop of the day before getting to the hotel. We're about 115 kilometers out, something like that, so not real far left to ride. We were looking at it, and I think we're going to be like 9-10 minutes away from where the KTM museum is. We probably could have actually visited today, but the time we're running, it closes at 6. We'd be there. Anyway, we're going over there at 9 tomorrow. We've got a tour scheduled, so we're not going to feel like we're rushed or anything, because then tomorrow we're going to cover about the equivalent of 180 miles, 290 kilometers, something like that. So anyway, we took a little bit of a break back there, had a seat, got a little something to drink. I finally got to try those of you who've been following the channel a long time, it's no surprise when you see a Monster energy drink in my hand or in the background when I'm working in the garage or whatever. But we can't get the Valentino Rossi version of Monster in the US without paying, you know, to import it. It's a ridiculous price. But I finally got to try one back there, and I'm pretty sure it's not sugar-free, but it is really tasty. So anyway, that was kind of cool. But now we're back on the road, probably just a little bit over an hour until we get there, depending on what traffic's like. So be there soon. So the only problem with this road so far is these trucks. I mean, they're barely moving. We got stuck behind one, and we were also stuck behind like 7, 8 cars, so we had to pick them off a few at a time. And now we've caught up to another truck, and it's just, there's not much of a gap to get around here, so we're just gonna have to wait patiently until something opens up. So I missed the sign back there, but we are officially in Austria. They have the small signs, kind of like Luxembourg, Belgium, and the rest of the countries have. Unlike the, oh wow, look at that over there. All right, so anyway, back to what I was saying. They have the smaller signs. They don't even really say welcome. They just say, you know, whatever the name of the country is on it. But looks like we're pulling into a decent-sized town. We can't be too far from the hotel now. Tell you what, it's been a fun day. All right, so we made it, but we haven't checked in yet. Some, we'll call him spirited Austrian came running out and wants us to park around back, which is fine. Normally, you let us check in first before we go to the trouble of moving the bikes, but yeah, whatever. And apparently there's no place to eat at this hotel, but there's a spot we can walk to or something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, here's the little Austrian man. I mean, he seems nice enough. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I don't know what anyone's saying. Okay, so we made it to our hotel for the night. I'll have to get you the name of it, but it's out on the countryside, we'll say. I'll give you a quick tour of the room here in a second. So finally I got the TV to work. I have no idea what they're saying. That lady's teeth, yeah, they're special. So we do have a balcony out here overlooking the field and farm behind us. I got some sort of something for livestock there, but I don't see anything in there right now. Though I do hear some ducks. Who knew that Jessica Fletcher spoke German? How cool is this? Also, how awesome is that boombox that our room came with? Complimentary. So I'm guessing this is kind of a European thing, because when Kristen and I were staying in Brussels, and actually these two mattresses aren't even together, but when we were staying in Brussels, it was all one mattress, but they had the bedding made up in 2 separate. So anyway, something different. So we're walking to dinner. It's like a, I don't know, 20-minute walk or something. We're walking through the woods.
So you get beef, chicken and pork.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
It's gonna be like
This feels official.
this does feel official.
Cheers.
Holy shit.
It's all get the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. That's gorgeous.
But we
Yeah.
after to forest. It's good too.
Thank you. It's like a little teapot.
Down. All right, so actually had a really good dinner back there earlier. Bill was pretty reasonable, at least so long as this trip's gone and the prices we're used to paying here in Europe, and we got plenty to eat, and it was really good. I don't know if you heard that in my ear or not. Obviously, I'm out on the bike. I am solo. I can't read any German, so we're going to see how this goes. But I am on a mission, and hopefully, if it's successful, I'm able to share that with you. And we'll see how this turns out. Obviously, I can read stop. I don't know how well the GoPro is picking them up, but these mountains in front of me are gigantic and gorgeous. I mean, it's just an amazing sight to look at. Try not to get run over. All right. So I think by all accounts, my mission was successful. Now I've got about a, I don't know, 20-minute ride back to the hotel we're staying at tonight. It's a pretty nice little downtown area. This is Skalsberg. Plenty of stuff going on down here tonight, that's for sure. Alright, so despite the fact that I can't read any German, I found my way back. Thanks mainly to Apple and Google. So I know I never really mentioned what my mission was while I ran into Salzburg. Let me show you. It's inside the saddlebag.
Thanks, baby. Look what we have. Our very own goat.
Holy shit. Did you just decide to wake up? That's not something you have in the back here.
He has a bell around his neck, so we get to hear that all night as he walks
Yeah,
around.
that's great.